Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, glad you're tuning in here for our live Tuesday night training with our co-founder Julie. Excited to kind of dive into the material today. Tuesday nights, we like to keep them pretty intimate for a chance for us to get to know you, us to get to know us. So please turn on your cameras. That way we can interact as well as get used with the chat. We want to communicate that way as well. But tonight, you guys are in for a treat. When it comes to real estate, whether you have experience or not, I'm sure that you guys would agree with me. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts to get a deal done, from contract to close. Let's play a little game. What moving parts are there, would you guys say? If you were to name the top 10 things to get a deal done or all the moving facets of it, what would you say that is? Go ahead, unmute your line. Just say hello. What would you guess? Not all at once, one at a time. That way, we have orderly fashion here. If not, I'll just start calling on y'all. Mark, your line's unmuted. What do you think? What are some top
Price.
price? Okay, okay, nice. Good. How about you, James? What would you say? Top 10 things that are needed to get a deal done to the finish line. Price is one. Maybe the rehab price, right?
Price, condition of the property, the
Condition of
rehab
the
price of the
property.
property,
Yeah,
um, title.
yeah. Title.
Uh, I mean, I can go on.
Yeah, yeah, no, I appreciate the participation, Mark. A hint, hint for everyone else. Um, but no, you're right. The bottom line is there's a lot of moving parts in real estate, and no one gets paid until you get to the closing table, right? I mean, that's just the reality of real estate. Today or tonight, I do have our co-founder Julie, who, my goodness, is probably the best person to train you guys tonight on one very important topic, and that's how to speak with sellers. That's the beginning part of it, right? If you don't have a deal, if you can't get the other party to know you, like you, trust you, to sign their John Hancock, if you will, then everything is a moot point. So to be able to have that skill set, which it is a skill set, to be able to know how to speak to homeowners, it's a skill that most of us don't really learn growing up, right? Not unless you took a course on how to sign contracts. It's a whole different conversation. But many of us, when it comes to real estate, that is a part where we need help with. And that's the reason why Peter and Julie, our founders here, have really put together a system where they have coaches that help out. We have live training calls. But tonight, again, I do have our co-founder Julie here, and I can't think of anyone better to kind of share with you how to do just that. Respectively, she's done over 1,700 deals herself, so she knows what she's doing. A matter of fact, we had a meeting today, this morning, a management meeting, and there she is in the background redoing a contract. Right? So she is the perfect person to share with you. Not only is she a rehab queen, rehab expert, but she also knows at the very beginning, what the most important thing is how to speak with sellers. Julie, tonight, I appreciate your time. Have a couple of folks here looking to hear from you, looking to hear from actually stuff that's happening today, right? Not just theory, but real life training that will actually help them in their business, whether or not, they're a partner here with us. So, Julie, thanks for being here.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi,
Um,
Julie.
hey, Michael. By the way, if you do not have your camera on, you can turn that camera on. It just makes it so much easier for me, and I don't feel like we're so many worlds apart, right? So as Roland's mentioned, I've been in this business quite a while, a little over 15 years now. And also, as he mentioned, I personally don't like throwing the number out there, but I have been involved in over 1,700 real estate transactions, anywhere from wholesaling, fix and flips, buying, selling as is, creative finance strategies, all of them, even down to building on my very own house here. Um, and I'll tell you what made this business for me. What made this business for me was actually well, I wouldn't say closed my first deal, but I put my first deal under contract in the first 2 weeks that I started doing this business. And a lot of people's like, God, I've been doing this so long. Like, why am I not closing any deals? I'm telling you, it's because you're trying too hard. Okay. Like the only reason I was able to do that is because I didn't know any better. What I did know how to do is just talk to a human being like I would talk to anybody else. So the success that I've had in this business obviously is the hard work, but I always treated any seller, any person, just like I would treat my cousin, my friend, anything else. And maybe like, is there anybody on here that's bought scripts or read scripts and watched YouTube videos on how to do deals or how to get properties under contract? So I actually think it is a good thing to have a guide, but I actually think personally it's hurting you. Okay. And the reason it's hurting you is because when you go and you read somebody else's script, you watch somebody else's video, it takes you completely out of it. Right. Like, for instance, you could probably tell I have a little bit of a southern drawl. I can't get rid of it. Right. So if you try to use the same script and say the same things I say, and you don't live in the South, you're going to sound silly. Right. So I am going to give you guys a presentation tonight, but if I could like narrow down one specific thing that's truly going to matter in this business, is that you have got to be yourself. You know when somebody's trying to get one over on you, don't you? When somebody calls you and you know they're slick talking or they're pushing their agenda, you know just like that. But I promise you, when you call somebody and after 30 seconds, they're thinking, do I already know her? Do I already know Joseph or Mark or Michael? When somebody thinks they already know you, then you know what you're doing. Okay. The other thing is we're not in commercial real estate. I'm not. Even though I've did commercial deals, I mostly deal in residential homes, and residential land. You've got to understand that sellers, even with all of this technology, you're dealing with an asset that is worth probably more than anything else they have. Okay, so think in your life like, what is the thing that you have in your life that means the or that's worth the most? Like I even see Joseph with like kids going up and down the stairs. The home really matters. The home is you, the home is your family, you know? The home may be the memories of your mother and your father. It may be the memories of a relative. You're not going to be able to have the spirit you need to have unless you understand what a home means to somebody, right? So stop, and you can listen to whoever you want to. I'll tell you what I've done, over the years, and I continue to close deals every week, is stop trying to be somebody you're not and learn to lead your conversations with empathy. Because another huge thing is when you're a real estate investor and you're looking to buy somebody's house, think about how you go find those leads. Okay. You're looking for people that have house problems, right? I don't say these are people problems. These are house problems. So it's an individual that has a house problem. Two, when you're talking to a seller, never say, well, you shouldn't have gotten addicted to drugs and gotten to this situation, right? Or your, family shouldn't have died and left you with this. You want to be on their side the whole entire time. Okay. But because we're dealing in a business where we help people with their house problems, there's a huge amount of empathy that needs to happen. I do not mean feel sorry for somebody. Nobody wants them to feel sorry. Like, I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. Do you? Right? But if you're going through something in your life and you go to call your friend, you don't want your friend to feel sorry for you. You want them to say, God, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I've been through that myself. I can only imagine how that feels. So, a part of my success in this business is not how many deals that I've done. For me, when I look at it at the end of the day, or how much money I've made, and by the way, that's really nice. I mean, I wouldn't have what I have without the money that I've made in this business. But the reason I'm still excited about this business 15 years later is because I feel like I've had a positive impact in other people's lives. Okay. Maybe I was able to help them through a situation that they couldn't help themselves out of. And be clear, when all of us go through situations, I don't care what it is, our first instinct is to put our head in the sand. Is any of you guys like that? It's like, I don't want to deal with it. I want it to fix itself. That is every seller. Your job, and if you truly want to be successful, your job is to do whatever you've got to do to help lift their head out of the sand and make it a win-win for both them and you. Um, I also wholeheartedly believe that what you do in life, you get back tenfold. Okay, so I know if I always have the right heart here, and it's not just about money, that I'll continue to have a successful career. So I wanted to kind of get that out of the way so you kind of get the mood of this going forward. And is nice and talking about empathy is that I'm a bulldog at the same time. That doesn't mean you just have to be, just somebody that gets walked over. That is not what I'm saying. There's a difference between that and being a successful entrepreneur. But I want to know at my core that my goal is to do the right thing by people. I've never, ever, ever want to hurt somebody else to benefit myself. I think in the end, those people lose. And there's lots of them out there in this world. So think about why you want to get into this business. What are your whys? Think about maybe your why is your family. Your why is you want more time in your life. But why do you want to do this? Why do you want to make money through real estate? And if it's in residential real estate, it's got to be about the people. And because it's their most valuable asset, there's a lot of emotion around that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the presentation. We're going to go through this. This is a quick call tonight. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of a little bit of the training that we do here at Partner Driven. So number one, we do fun deals and split profits 50-50 with our partners. Absolutely we do. Okay. Now, do you guys mind if I be a little bit selfish for a moment? I absolutely want partners because I want 50% of the profits. Is that okay to say that? Roland's probably like rolling over there, like just, I can't believe she said that. But listen, I think it's important that everybody knows what somebody's agenda is. Okay. Our agenda, my business partner and I, Peter Vexelman, which you've probably seen on the ads. By the way, he was my mentor when I first got started in real estate. He taught me everything that I know. And him and I have worked together ever since. And now we own Partner Driven 50-50, just like we talk about, with our partners. But we are looking for more partners to do deals with that want to do this the right way. So we buy in cash, residential properties. We buy through creative financing. Next week, and there's not, I like to keep these meetings small. This has not been announced to the public, but we're starting to flip land next week. So if you know how to go get deals direct to seller, and it's any type of property besides commercial property, we have a way to do that because we want to do more deals. Okay. And so that's why we do these things. We do these trainings because yes, we do put up our money. We put our money where our mouth is. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of kahunas to put up money on a house that's when you're sitting in Georgia and it's like in Arizona. That's not like just, oh, whoop-de-doo. We are not a hedge fund. This is our own money we put into this. Now, to do that, we know we have to give information to our partners because we want them to do it the right way. I can't even tell you all the trainings we do. There is a training at least 5 days a week, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day. which is more than anybody I know. And that's only because we know if we provide that training that our partners will do more deals. And why is that? Because Peter and I want to do more deals. So that is as real as I can explain it to you. Okay. Which, I think if we're going to be partners that you should, that should be something that you know about us. So let me get this pulled up. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Because I can't see everybody once I
Yeah,
do that.
Julie, yeah, we see it.
Okay.
Yep, see it.
So we're going to talk about mastering your communication and especially around cold calling. When I say the word cold calling, most people sit back in their seats and they go, "Oh my God, I hate cold calling." Guys, don't don't use that word anymore. Okay? Remember when you're talking to sellers, like what really pisses you off in your life? Think about it. Do you know what's really going to make me mad? You hurt my kids, you hurt my family, and I will come after you, right? Anything other than, I don't know, somehow I got balloons. Anything other than that, I mean, why would you be concerned about it? If somebody gets mad at you on the phone and hangs up on you, who cares? So, number one, get over that fear because it doesn't matter. It's not affecting you, affecting your family, or affecting your money. Somebody's not stolen from you. Somebody's not punched you in the face. Get over it. That's kind of how I feel about it. Now, we're going to talk about the importance of communication in sales or in acquisitions, understanding the seller's perspective, building rapport and trust with sellers, cold calling techniques, handling objections and rejections, and then we'll do a Q&A at the very, very end. So why does communication matter in sales in general? And even though I refer to sales, it's still sales even though it's acquisitions. Okay. And I'll tell you, I love sales. I like working, making commissions and things because I can control my destiny, right? So real estate in a way can be like sales because you control your destiny. But just like Roland was talking about, what's important in a transaction, if you don't have anybody to talk to, then none of that stuff even matters. You know? Worrying about the closing attorney, title company, contracts, rehabs, all of that is very, very important, but it doesn't matter if you have no deals to work on. And it's hard to do deals with sellers without talking to them. Okay. So you want to build that trust and rapport. Okay. Understanding what their needs are, creating clarity and reducing misunderstanding, and positioning yourself as a trusted solution. Do you know what the best way to do that is? To learn how to shut your mouth and listen for a minute. Okay. Because I have to remind myself daily to stop talking. The more you actively listen to somebody and ask questions as they are talking to you, the further along you're going to get with that seller. So, for anybody on here that's ever dated before, okay? And let's say you go on your first date, and the entire time on that first date, you talk about you. You know what's going to happen? They ain't going on a second date with you. Right? So every relationship is balanced on the ability to actually listen to the other person because people love to talk about themselves. So I've barely said 10 words in a call sometimes, and I know somebody's entire life story just by saying, "Oh my goodness, just tell me about that. Tell me a little bit more about that." Communication versus selling. Selling is solving problems. Communication creates understanding, and the connection is what makes that possible. So if I call you and say, "I have this pair of kitchen shears to sell, let me tell you how good they are," and I don't know why you don't need kitchen shears, then what difference does it make, right? Sorry, that's just what I happen to have sitting on my table right here. Um, so when you communicate effectively with others, that other side makes it a lot easier through the idea of connecting with them. The power of words. I hate when I have a high pressured person on the phone and they want to use like commit, commission. I guarantee this. This is my best price. It's now or never. Urgent. Quick decisions. I need you to make a quick decision. No, 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 no. Those words cause fear. But hey, you know what? I want to be transparent about what we're talking about. I want to guide you through this process. This could be an opportunity for both you and I. The words that you choose determine the walls you build or the trust that you create. So earlier when I said you're watching a lot of these things on YouTube and you're reading these scripts and you're seeing them push and push and push and push, I know when to push. It is not when you first get on the phone with somebody. It is not when you first meet somebody, because immediately it puts guards up. About a week ago, let me tell you something about me. If I want to learn something, I hire a mentor or join a course almost every time because I want to get there quicker. Okay. But I love this dude's presentation. I love the idea of what they were teaching. But this sales guy got on the phone and it was basically now or never, you know? And I didn't buy. It wasn't that I didn't have the money to buy. It's that I completely lost all authority for that company when they talked to me like that. You know what I mean? So you've got to think about how those words affect the person on the other end. There is a time to pressure. It is not at the very first phone call when you talk to someone. That's the time to clearly communicate what you're talking about. And really, you're like, does the first 30 seconds matter? The first 30 seconds is the most important thing on the entire phone call, right? So you never going to be in a position to have that first impression again. Something that I learned years and years and years ago doing work over the phone and things. When you're calling somebody over the phone and you've got a frowny face, and you're like, hey, I was calling you about your house. I was wanting to know if you're interested in selling. You can hear it in my voice. When I'm like, hey, John, it's Julie. How are you doing today? And you weirdly make yourself smile. Now, you're going to look like a weirdo. I'm telling you. I used to put a mirror in front of my desk. So, and when I caught myself not smiling, it made me smile. That's because people can hear it in your voice. I don't do that because I want to look at myself. I do that because I want to remind myself that I would rather deal with somebody that had a positive mental attitude than somebody that's just pissed that they had to make another call. I don't believe in let's say dialing for dollars and hitting hundreds and hundreds of phone calls a day. I would rather have quality conversations. And if you treat each phone call like that, you will close more deals. I mean, what do you think the seller's thinking? Most sellers are guarded. They've been contacted before. They're busy and they assume you're just another sales pitch, another investor trying to talk to them. Your job is not to buy their house in that first 30 seconds. That is not your job. Your only job is to shift the perception of what they think of people that call them. Okay. So in that first 30 seconds, don't even be worried about buying their house. In that first 30 seconds, be worried about being a good conversation to that person. Because the other weird thing is you'd be surprised how many people deal with negativity from all day long. So maybe even your conversation, even if you don't buy their house, maybe changes their attitude for the day, right? So here's some psychological triggers. So a lot of us, and as I've told you at the beginning, I told you to just get over that fear, right? That's just my way of telling you it's not worth your time. But the fear stops us from starting. The fear of rejection, the fear of being hung up on, the fear that you're going to make mistake because you haven't been doing this 15 years. Like I said, the first couple of weeks when I got my first deal, and by the way, made, I think it was $15,000 on my first real estate deal. It was actually easier to me when I first got started because I didn't know that people would be mad that I called them. I just couldn't believe people could call people out of the blue and just offer them money for their house. So I had this idea in my head. So it made it so much easier to make the calls. Just remember what I said is that the fear is what's holding you back from moving forward, but you're worried about things that don't really affect your person. Okay. So what I do believe bridges that gap is that empathy, being empathetic of someone's situation and knowing how to break through in that 30 seconds so that you guys can get to an appointment, because that's what you're looking for. What is empathy? It's listening actively, asking open-ended questions to make them talk more. So when you first talk to a seller, what's hilarious is they'll all tell you their house is I ask people this question: on a scale of 1 to 10, on the condition of your home. 10 meaning I could eat off the floor, like it's moving ready, it's absolutely perfect. And 1 meaning there ain't no floor. And 5 meaning there's a floor, but just barely. Where would you say your house is on that scale? And everybody's going to tell you it's an 8 or a 9. Okay? So then when you ask questions about, well, how old's that HVAC unit? Let them tell you about it. Oh, I don't know. In 97, I hired Jim Bob over here and he did this. If you just ask questions open-ended and let them tell you, they'll tell you everything about it. Okay. And these are all negotiation tools for you when you go visit that home or you go to negotiate that deal. Okay. You also want to understand their pain points. Like why, kind of what's going on that you are kind of needing a cash offer that maybe you might want to sell. A lot of people may say, well, I don't need to sell. Or they might say, well, I've been wanting to move to, Texas because my kids are out there and I hate having to get on the airplane and go see them and do this and do this. So let me tell you, everything I talk to them about going forward is, how can I get you to Texas? How can we do this deal together to where it's a win-win for both of us? If you don't know what their pain points are, it is hard to negotiate the deal you're looking for, right? You want to establish that credibility. Who are you? Why should they even listen to you? Be clear and concise. What makes a person seem credible and how you convey your credibility in the first minutes of that call. Okay. So from the very, very beginning, it's how do you convey yourself? How do you sound like somebody with authority? Right? Putting all of this together through the entire thing. So you want to understand cold calling, anticipate objections, lead with value, and know what your next step is. If you are on the phone, your next step is, when can we meet? Is tomorrow at 5 good for you, or is 6 better? In this business, you will close more deals when you start visiting these homes and actually meeting people. I hear virtual wholesaling. I've done virtual deals before. You will close more deals meeting people and seeing the house yourself. It's inevitable. So your 3-step structure for this call is, who are you? Why should they even care who you are? And then ask them, what action do you want them to take? It helps you stay focused during the call and prevents you from going off topic, which for me, I have a hard time not going off topic because I've got the gift of gab. I don't know. Right? So also At the same time as the niceties that I talk about, you've got to create urgency. I might make you this offer today, but it might be different next week. Look at the gas prices. 2 weeks ago, it was $1.50 less than it is today. Right? So it is a limited time window. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen to next week. So when you want to talk about creating urgency, create urgency through timelines. It works best when it's tied to real market trends, legitimate time sensitive factors, and the genuine desire to help. Just like I talked about with the gas prices and the diesel prices, right? That is right now. The situation with interest rates is right now. So, how do you build trust? Through authenticity, by listening active, and align your shared goals. I don't lie to sellers either. When they ask me what I do, I say I buy, fix, and sell houses. I buy and rent them out. I don't call myself a real estate investor. I let them know exactly what I do. Yes, I plan to buy your house, fix it up, and resell it at a higher price and make money from it. That's what I do. Anybody can appreciate that. So if you just be honest with people, you don't have to make up things. Just tell them. Like, one common objection that I used to get was, well, how did you get my number? Well, that's easy. I looked it up on the internet. I mean, you can find anybody's phone number on the internet these days. You don't need a snazzy objection. Just tell them the truth. Right? That is all. That so people appreciate that, and then it does come from a level of authenticity when you say that. So I hope this little 30-minute session tonight helped you. But the thing that I hope that it helps the most is, had I never had taken the leap to get into this business because I was afraid, had I never picked up the phone and called on that little old lady in Atlanta that had a duplex, I would have never got started in this business. A little bit of that success was attributed to not knowing any better. So they say ignorance is bliss. I'm telling you now, I'm not afraid at all because I know what can happen. But stop worrying what somebody else is going to think and just be yourself. Don't follow. I mean, you can follow a guideline of a script. I give scripts out. I teach script training, but it's more of a guideline. And say things how you say them. Don't be you. So I hope that helps. We'll open it up for a few questions tonight. And if anybody is looking to become one of our partners here at Partner Driven, Roland, how would somebody do that?
Yeah, absolutely, Julie. For those of you who are either speaking to an advisor already, or if you have more questions, we're going to drop a link in the chat. Go ahead and click the link for a couple reasons: to make sure that we know that you were here and kind of put you ahead of the line. Even though you're already speaking to one of our advisors, highly recommend you do that. And at this point, we'd love to open it up for a live Q&A. Again, have co-founder Julie here. We'll answer any question when it comes to partnering with us and kind of go from there. So not too many people here, so go ahead and just start talking now. No need to raise your hand, unless everyone starts talking at the same time.
I
But
do want to say hey to Pastor Stevens. He preaches on Facebook Live.
nice.
We're
Hey,
friends on
Pastor Stevens,
Facebook.
glad you joined us here. Glad you joined us here live. Yeah, any questions for our co-founder here, Julie?
So I like how you said that when you're first meeting someone, you want to build rapport. So the thing that used to always scare me a little bit with this type of stuff is like what you said, the lack of knowledge. So sometimes a good icebreaker is what we sometimes think about, and that's what messes us up. Any good icebreakers? I know you said something.
Oh, you went off mute. Go ahead.
Oh no, I know you kind of mentioned something a little bit, how to like get it started, but that's one thing I used to suffer with, like don't know what to say.
So what I would do is think about, where did you get that lead from? So like, let's say I was driving for dollars. Okay. Like I'm driving around and I saw a house that was in crazy situation. Okay. Like maybe overgrown yard, landscape, the whole 9 yards. The worst thing you can say, Michael, is, "Hey, John, are you the owner of 123 Main Street?" Right? Instead, I might say, "Hey, John, this is Julie. How are you doing today?" "Okay, good, good." Well, actually, crazy thing, the other day I was driving down Main Street and I saw this house that I think that you might own over there at 123 Main Street. And then be quiet. See, I still asked them if they were the owner of 123 Main Street.
Is
But
that is sorry? Go ahead.
no, I still asked them that same question just in a different way.
Is that what's called an open ended
Yes.
question?
Yes.
Okay,
Because they'll be
good.
like, "Yeah, I own that." And they might even say, "Well, why are you calling me?" "Well, I buy, fix, and sell houses. And when I saw yours, oh my God, it's exactly what I've been looking for." And, John, I was just wondering if there's any way that I could come out there and just shake your hand, meet with you, take a look at the house, and make you an offer for it. I never said I'm a real estate investor, but he knows what I do. I told him exactly why I do what I do, but in a different way. Now, I'm going to give you something at the end there. A lot of people make a mistake by saying, "Okay, well, when can we meet?" When you ask somebody, "When can we meet?" you're opening up a scenario for them to say, "I don't want to meet." Right? Instead, say, "Hey, John, so yeah, I'd love to meet you out there. Would tomorrow at 4 work for you, or Thursday at 1?" Now the seller, because I offered 2 separate times, they're thinking about what they're doing tomorrow at 4 and Thursday at 1 instead of whether they want to meet me or not. That was another open-ended question. Not when can we meet, because they're thinking, "Oh, I don't want to meet her. I'm fearful now." But when you offer 2 separate times, it's a lot easier for someone to choose something because it took a little bit of fear away from them. I don't know. I hope that helps. And honestly, you have such a great voice with the way that you talk. People are going to love talking to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm actually in sales, but it's not like that high. I work at General Nutrition. You might know it as GNC. So
Yeah.
we a lot of stuff that you mentioned. My boss trained me that way. He's talked about dating. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like Mike. Now look, it's just like dating. Do you date? Are you afraid to date? You gotta make
Yeah.
the girl like you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is easier than sales. Remember, you are buying their house. I'm coming to you saying, that'd be like me walking into GNC saying, "I need something for estrogen. What supplement do you have? Show it to me. I got my money in my pocket." You're talk what now the difference from what you do is you're going to be the person walking in the store now. Now, all of those things matter, but take sales, even though I talk about sales, you are buying things, which I find to be much easier. And so what if they don't want to sell? Okay, well, that's fine. Well, you know what? If you don't want to sell right now, I mean, do you know anybody that does? I promise you, I'm walking out of that call with a referral or an appointment, or can I contact you next month?
And sometimes too, Julie, right? If not that particular subject property, they may own another property, right? So
Mm,
if not that one, do you have another piece of property that you're looking to sell? So that's always a great way to kind of fish as well,
absolutely.
because if they own one, there's a higher probability they'll own another one.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you, Michael.
Thank you, Julie.
Mhm.
All right, Mike, thanks for being here. I know you and I have to reconnect
Thank you,
soon,
Roland.
so let's be
Okay.
sure to get on the
Yes, sir.
calendar.
I can't wait.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Anyone else? Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Hello, hello. It's becoming habitual. I love it. I
No,
love
it
it.
means we have a private training on Saturday, don't we? Is it Saturday at 10?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's
or
for the
11. I
mastermind,
can't
right?
remember when the mastermind class is. Oh, and then we're going to I'm building you AI bots to do your social media. Be looking fun for that.
I want to mention one more thing, Julie. I really like how you because my boss always used to tell me, they call me Rick. Rick, you're a little high energy. Calm down. You don't want them to feel that. I love how you taught us to relax, because that's how he taught me. He stayed calm, and so
Mhm.
they felt his energy, so they'll stay calm. I'm like, look at this vampire. What's he doing? You know?
Vampire.
And he will always like they will always stay still and just look at Bill. And he's like, he would calmly talk to them, build rapport, and right when he gets a lot of nods, he'll be quiet, and then he'll go in for the ask. And I'm like, look at this guy, and they'll always sign up, you know. And I like
Yeah.
how you did.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Thanks, Mike. Again, glad you're here. Let's be sure to connect soon. Anyone else? Go ahead and raise your physical hand or go ahead and just pipe up now while I have Julie here.
I have a question. And I also have to say, I really appreciate the way you described how to connect with the seller. It was very, just felt very much more comforting and much more natural
Hmm.
than, trying to rush in. But I wonder what's your approach when you're dealing with sellers who have spoken with a lot of people and they're just like, just tell me what you want, tell me your price, sort of they're already coming in on guard, defensive. Uh, you know, do you just sort of answer them, go with how do you bring them down, where they're willing to have a conversation?
So I'm going to address that up front and say, I know that you've talked to a lot of people, and I could only imagine how stressful it is because everybody's talking to you about numbers and all of this good stuff. And whether you believe me or not, I'm different.
Mm,
I want to know how I can make this a win-win for both of us. What is it that you need? What
mm,
is it theoretically? What should I offer you so that we
mm.
can do a deal together?
Yeah, I like that.
I don't care if it's crazy. Throw it out there. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, I mean, I tell people, and when I say I'm not the same, I am not the same. I promise you. Just like you're not the same.
Mm,
Hey, I'm not the same. What is it that if you need to sell your house, what is it that you're looking for? What would make this streamlined for you to make it
yeah,
easier for us to do business together? If you let me know up front, I'll see if I can make all those things happen. Maybe we can't. I don't know.
right. Yeah, I mean, that definitely made me feel more comfortable just, hearing that now. So I can imagine.
Well, it's like two people going at it is just twice as big of a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I try to stay calm, but I'm not going to be disrespected neither,
Yeah.
you know? And if you're disrespectful, I'll say, listen, I'm not going to be disrespected. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Hmm.
Split. That's it. And they'll be thinking, "Ooh, that was different." Because I mean, you don't have to deal with that. And sometimes, too, I'll call somebody that same person another day and get
Hmm.
a different reaction because I don't know if y'all have been called at the wrong time. I've been called at the wrong time. Like I was in the grocery store or my dog died or
Yeah.
something's going on in my life and you're just the person that I'm going to take all of my anxiety out on.
All right.
And it's easy to do that with somebody on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, maybe now's not the good time. I'll call you back tomorrow.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how I would handle it. And if they're just a jerk, then bye.
You're
You,
right.
you don't have to do business with them. It ain't gonna be easier at the closing table, I promise you that.
True.
And it kind of brings me to another point. Desperation. I'm not saying you are. I found in sales or in acquisition,
Hmm.
people know when you come from a place of desperation. When you come like, hey, I would love to buy your house. I'd love to solve this with you. Basically, if it works for you, great. If it don't, that's okay too. I hope we can leave with a good conversation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely. Also goes back to Julie's point about finding the true motivation, right? Sometimes if they have spoken to so many people, Julie, right, it's not so much the price point that may not be the one that moved the needle for them. It was something else, right? It was being able to have enough money to move from X to Y, and some people don't address that. To your point, if you understand the true motivation, it may not even be about the number. It's just they're solving something else. There's an X factor that no one's really hit and no one really cares about either. So if you can uncover the true reason why they're looking to sell, right? Why they're looking to downside, right? There's a bigger reason than just a number. So sometimes you don't have to be the highest offer. It's just you're helping them the most,
Mhm.
right? So we teach and train that a lot with our partners is to uncover the real reason why people are looking to sell, and that doesn't happen unless you connect with them the way Julie's kind of taught us today. So great question. Who are you speaking with in our team?
Oh, I'm brand new.
You're brand new. Okay, got it,
Yeah.
got it. But are you speaking to one of our advisors already or not quite?
Oh, no, not quite.
Not yet. Okay. How do I pronounce your name?
Haja.
Haja. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Haja, we'll be sure to connect with you after today. Is that okay?
Yes, sounds
Okay,
good.
great. Thanks for being here.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else? Anyone else?
That was such a good question.
Thank
Great question. Insightful question. Yeah, 100%. Great question. Anyone else? I'll have Julie here for maybe a couple more minutes. Maybe take one or two more questions. Mark, I see your hand close to the screen. Don't be shy.
He's over here like,
No, I'm
quit
not
calling
shy.
on
I'm
me,
not shy
Mark.
at all. No, I'm not shy at all. I will say that, I'm familiar with the industry. My background is more, I work for attorneys for about 19 years. I do a lot of foreclosure defense work. And uh, I do modifications and things like that and short sales. So I'm familiar with it. What got me here and my interest is over the years and some of the deals and things I've been involved in, the biggest issue I had is really having the wrong partners. Um, I, I will say I do like your approach in this marketplace, the non-scripted approach, and just being able to go ahead and love the idea of being able to set an appointment with the client face to face at their property. I think that's amazing. It would work well. I did learn that from today. I loved some of the timeline expectations that you set. It's something you learn something new. I don't know everything, but again, the wrong partners has always been my issues. I've maybe bought about 10 or 15 properties in my life. And I would say probably half of them were a struggle because of the partnership situation. So thank you for having me and sharing your insight. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Mark. And do you know what my second favorite lead source is? Pre-foreclosures.
Oh,
Like
it's great.
you should get into that. Like I love pre-foreclosures, and they're probably the hardest emotionally to deal with people. You know what I mean? But because of what you do, you know all the ins and outs, and you
Mhm.
know what happens to somebody. Like, you would kill it with that.
Listen, I would tell you tonight, because of a partnership situation, I have a property now going to, I have no more stays on the property. I have a property going to the sale, and I'm sick to my stomach. This happened about 3 hours ago. So I can't stop it anymore. It's the situation that I'm in, and that's it. And it was because of a partner.
Yeah. No, is it with a hard money lender or
No.
no?
No, I mean, I had a hard money lender with the with the partner. It's a little bit of I'm used to complicated type of
Well, if
structured
not,
deals.
I do have partners that are on this call. If there's equity, we might be able to help you.
put them in touch with me because I only have until tomorrow,
So
and I
Stephanie,
can't.
Stephanie, see if you can get Mark's number in the chat. So she's one of our partners here at Partner Driven. She has direct access to me. If there's equity, we can maybe if you had a purchase contract immediately, they might stop it. Do you think?
Nah, I'm past that point. I already have a purchase. I've already have a purchase agreement on the property. Property's behind by 46 months. Uh, as complicated of a deal as it could be, it is. And the problem right now is time. I
Yeah.
need them to give me more time and they're refusing to do it. And they're forcing the sale tomorrow. And it's a shame because it's about $250,000 in equity. Property only needs about $65,000 in work.
Okay, don't kill
And
me. I have an idea for you.
sure.
Okay. And this
Why
is
don't we
crazy.
talk? Why don't we talk off the call because there's other folks here
No,
and
no,
it's
there is. There is, but there is one thing left to do.
sure. Okay.
Yep. Um,
I'm open.
okay. Can you put your number in the chat?
Sure. Hang on.
Sorry, just so I can get it. I don't want to.
Yeah, just do a direct message, Mark, that way.
Yeah,
You
DM
don't
me and
have
I'll do my
30
best.
people calling you today.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Maybe one more question before I have Julie go.
Yeah, I'm sorry I got involved with that. Mark, I just when I see something like I just want to see if we can fix that.
Oh, wait. Hello?
Hey, Rolf.
Yep. Okay, so around my neighborhood, there's sign all over the place. I buy a house, dead or alive, and all kind of sign like that.
Dead or
And
alive.
phone
That's a
numbers.
good sign. That's a good sign, Rolf.
Now,
I said that's a good sign,
how do
dead
I
or alive.
find if all these people are willing to pay cash for houses and all that, and all the neighbor around me just gonna call them, and maybe they tire if I call them, the house is for sale. How do I deal with this situation where there's signs all over
Okay.
the place? We buy house for cash. We buy house for cash all over the place. I'm
Okay.
sure you've seen that.
I love bandit signs, and I still do, and I still suggest people do bandit signs to this day, which is what those are called. And the reason they're called bandit signs is because you got to run and go get it like a bandit before somebody steals your sign or the county takes it. Okay. But not everybody calls off signs like that.
Okay.
And never, ever, ever worry about your competition because what your neighbors don't have is this, they don't have you. Like, I
Okay.
like to go meet sellers that are around me because I can tell you if somebody calls them from the internet, they're not me meeting them at their house. They're not me talking about this restaurant down the road we go to that has great tamales. You know what I'm saying? Or great, biscuits and gravy. Don't worry about all of that. They're not you.
Okay.
So I would say that is the biggest thing is never ever worry about your competition because if you have the right mentality about doing this, they'll never be able to compete with you. And I may sound boastful, but like you can't compete with me. Nobody it's like I may not win every deal, but you can't compete with me because I know I know what I'm trying to do is the right thing.
Okay.
Where do you live?
Florida,
Where at?
Tampa.
Oh, Tampa, nice. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I had an office in Jacksonville, Florida, back probably 6 years ago. I flipped like 600 houses in Jacksonville,
Nice.
all the way down to Palm Coast. Remember, Tampa used to be the hottest market. You know what I like is Clearwater, even a
Mm,
little better than Tampa.
I'm like 15 minutes away.
I know, but Clearwater and all those like little fishing towns up through there, all of
Right.
the investor friends are hitting Tampa, and what's the other one below it? Ugh.
St. Petersburg.
Yes, I know this because I lost my shirt on a house there. in Fort Myers. You know why? Because a stupid hurricane came through, flooded the pool, the guest house, and the house. And the insurance company didn't want to pay hardly anything. And we had to pay all that out of pocket, which, by the way, we did that with a partner, and the partner never put a dime into that house.
Um,
So we don't just put up the money for the flips and split profits. Sometimes bad stuff happens. We don't make our partners susceptible to the losses either. So yeah, but I love Clearwater and right above that. I actually own some land in you know where Perry is?
no.
It's it's about 2 hours north of you in a fishing town. And I only bought
Uh,
that because my dad loves to go fishing, and I thought we would one day get a camper and go fishing.
uh, beautiful. Uh, thank you.
Yes.
All right, Ralph, thanks for being here. You're already speaking to an advisor, is that right, Ralph?
Uh, because it was, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember him. I came one time and then I couldn't do anything, so I don't have
Uh-huh.
like anybody with me anymore. Nobody get in touch
Got
with me
it.
anymore.
It may have been Sean, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We'll find out.
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
do me a favor, click the link below and we'll be sure to get you reconnected.
Yes,
In the
please.
chat
Thank you.
there. Yeah, in the chat there, just drop
Yeah.
the link again. Again, before I let Julie go here, last
I'm
question,
having so much fun with everybody tonight. So thank you guys for being on. I don't get to do this as often. I manage all the renovations and I'm kind of the CEO of the company. So I miss being able to do this. This is so much fun.
I know, Julie, appreciate you being here. And I know you can go on hours and hours, so I'm doing my
Yeah, he's
best
like,
to.
Julie, I'm cutting you off.
I know. Her husband Brian's a big guy, so I want to make sure I'm respectful of her time. Um, click the link if you haven't done so already, whether or not you're speaking to one of our partner advisors, and we'll be sure to give you a call, if not tonight, as soon as tomorrow. Last question here for our co-founder and CEO, Julie.
No, and since we don't have any questions, I want to leave everybody with something if that's okay. Because Rolf brought it up. A couple other people I think maybe are just getting started or have done a few deals. Listen, of course, we want you to partner with us here at Partner Driven. Number one, I love working with great people and I love making part of the profits. Like I told you up front, I was really upfront with that, okay? But whether you work with us or not, don't wait on your dreams. Don't wait on the right time or this to happen or this to happen. It's never a good time. But don't give up on your dreams. If I would have given up on this idea 15 years ago, but by the way, I was absolutely dead broke, living in a camper with my daughter by myself because I had absolutely nothing. Then I would not be where I am today. So whether you work with us or not, the one person in your life you can count on is you. So choose you and you choose what's important to you. Okay. So thank you guys so much. I wish you all the success in the world. And let me tell you, real estate, I don't listen to the news. Real estate's hot right now. Like I don't have anything sitting on the market. I don't know. Like you get all this negativity online. Every house I flip is sold, just about. I have like one or two that's been sitting longer than 60 days, but that's it out of like 40 houses.
Love it. Love it. Thanks, Julie. Thanks for your time here tonight. Again, everyone
Julie,
else, please
thank you,
click the link
Julie.
and we'll be sure to give you
Thank
a call
you.
as soon as possible. On behalf of Partner Driven, my name is Roland. Thank you all for being here. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.